Humans have philosophized just about anything and everything since the beginning. Us as humans beings were born questioning ourselves and the world around us. The one thing that has always been one of our biggest struggles in understanding is the mind itself. This question is a complex one. What is the mind? Is it physical or non-physical? Is the mind just responding to external events? Looking at these questions of the mind, the brain, you can also tweak these questions and apply them to artificial intelligence, especially with the rapid advancement of technology. These questions will become more complex. Philosophy has always been an interest for me. It opens up many questions and it almost never has a right or wrong answer. Getting into philosophy can help you step back and look at the bigger picture around you, and many times it can help you with making decisions, especially if you can learn to look at things with an unbiased view. Over the duration of this brief presentation, I will be going over a basic understanding of the Turing test and comparing the mind and artificial intelligence. The Turing test, created by Alan Turing in 1950, is a tweaked version of the imitation game. His test has 2 humans and 1 artificial intelligence. The AI's goal is to convince the human judge that they are human, and the second human's goal is to convince the judge that they are not an AI. The judge's goal is to figure out which one is an artificial intelligence by asking both of the subjects various questions. There are many chatbots out there that have claimed to have passed this test, but none have proven that they have truly passed it legitimately and with questions that were not just yes or no questions. For some background information on how AI is made, Elon Musk, when speaking about AI, stated that when creating AI, they aim to replicate the mind of a human baby. So if an AI has learned enough information on the world and was able to pass the Turing test, would that then mean that the AI is one step closer to becoming human? If you gave that AI a human-like body and sent them off to the world and they were able to blend in and adapt into the world naturally, would they be able to be considered human? You could think of it as raising a child until they were 18 and sending them off into the world. It is commonly believed that with the way that technology is advancing, AI will one day be able to pass this test with ease. So when they are able to pass it with ease, can they be considered human? In 1980, an American philosopher named John Searle made a rebuttal article against the Turing test. He named his thought experiment the Chinese room. His thought experiment is very similar to the Turing test, just with a few changes. In this case, there's an English-only speaking person inside a room alone. Inside the room sits a book with directions. The book tells them that a slip of paper will be slid under the door and that in the following pages there will be directions on what to write in response to those slips of papers. The person then follows these directions to the T, over and over and over again. Now the person that is sliding the slips of paper under the door is a Mandarin speaker, and they are trying to figure out if the person inside the room is also Mandarin. The person outside of the room then concludes that the person inside is also Mandarin. This is obviously not true because the person inside is just following the directions that the book is giving them. Sterling states that this is pretty much what the AI are doing, and that if they were to pass the Turing test, they wouldn't really have a true, full understanding of what they were doing. They would just be following their programming. This is a very logical way of thinking, and that many would agree with, but if you want to spice things up, you could also apply this logic to the human brain. You could say that the brain is just receiving input from the outside world and responding through many neurons and nerve cells. Our brains would be the same as AI's programming, with the only difference is one being organic and the other being artificial. People that side against AI being like humans would say that they are not created naturally, and that we are created naturally and by God. People that do side with AIs being like humans would say that AIs are just the next step in evolution. Or they could say that we are to them what God is to us. If you were to accept that AI are similar to humans, this would then bring up the question if AIs have rights like humans. If they could think and feel and respond to the world like us, would they not be deserving of the same rights as us?